Right, it's 8 o'clock, and it's even 7 o'clock, isn't it? Good start. Hello, if you're joining me, thanks for joining me. I haven't done one of these for a few weeks, and it's all getting a bit funny now, isn't it? Because we should be out there doing gigs, but we look like being the last thing to happen whenever it does become permissible, and looks like an awful lot of rules surrounding it, so that musicians could end up like freak acts in a Victorian circus where you could only peer at us for a minute through a hole in a curtain. But hopefully this won't go on forever, and be able to get out there and play live again soon. So as I say, I haven't done one of these for a few weeks, and you might wonder what I've been doing during that period of time. What I've been doing is, of course, relentless Bob Dylan, because Bob Dylan has made a new album, and everyone has to treat that with extreme gravity. I like Bob, and it made me think a little bit about songwriting, because I've been giving Bob some thought, and obviously he has me on his mind too. And I was thinking that Bob and I have a certain amount in common, apart from legendary status, international fame, countless million album sales, that sort of thing. But we have both been described as quirky by Radio 2. And I don't hold that against them, but I understand that Bob is still furious about that. And I've been listening to and looking at the lyrics of his album, because that's what you have to do with Bob. It's like you have to write an essay when he makes an album. And I was giving a tiny bit of thought about the songwriting process, which is to some degree about observation, and observation is the theme for tonight. And I'm doing songs of mine that are observations, and I was thinking that if you're Bob, of course, what can you observe? Because since about 1963, Bob hasn't been part of anything resembling normal life. So where could he get his ideas from? I don't know, but he has to invent people through whom he can write these songs, I think. Or he gets them out of books, because he can't live any sort of life that would give you ideas. Now, I can walk around and observe things, and nobody's going to bother me. And I can eavesdrop people's conversations and remember what they've said, and I'm invisible. But if you're Bob, nobody's going to talk to you, are they? Oh my God, it's Bob Dylan, can't say anything to him. So it's very difficult for him to observe anything. So my conclusion about his current album, which has caused a lot of interest and great praise, is that if you look for what the words mean, I think I can confidently tell you that they don't mean anything. And that what Bob does is he just likes the sound of words in lines, in couplets, and he just writes them down, and then he shovels them all together and makes a song. And I think he's a bit of a card, Bob. So that's my opinion on that, for what it's worth. And I don't know whether that will create a Twitter storm. Gosh. Anyway, onward now to songs of observation. And some of mine are my own observations, and some are what I think Bob does, which is you see the world through someone else's eyes, and you do a song about what you think they have experienced or observed or seen. And there's a mixture of those different approaches in what I'm going to do. And the first song is called Hard Life, and I suppose it's a bit of fun. And this is the observation of people who complain. And an awful lot of people complain that their life is hard, and some people's is, some people's are, and maybe some people just think they are. But it's what everybody does, and everybody that complains feels that they're in some way hard done by, that other people have done them wrong. And it occurred to me that if everybody's complaining that they've been done wrong, then that means they themselves must be the cause of other people's complaint. So they must be doing stuff to other people too. And that's a song called Hard Life. There she was crying in the passenger seat, with some stranger tapping his feet, singing, "Oh my Lord, it's a hard life. What did I do wrong? What's my sin? I ain't done a single thing, but oh my Lord, it's a hard life." There she was crying on the tablecloth, "All my dreams are truly shot," singing, "Oh my Lord, it's a hard life. Well, I can't pay the rent, and I can't pay the bills, and I can't get off these goddamn pills," singing, "Oh my Lord, it's a hard life." There she was crying, waiting in the rain, looking for love in the driving rain, singing, "Oh my Lord, it's a hard life. Everybody treat me like a piece of shit, and I ain't got nothing, so I can't quit," singing, "Oh my Lord, it's a hard life." Nobody does what they should, all those people up to no good, singing, "Oh my Lord, it's a hard life." Now the put upon and the bad guys too, walking down the road all singing this tune, they're singing, "Oh my Lord, it's a hard life." 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 Okay, going to move on to the 12 string for the next one. This song is called Restless Mind. It's about what you might observe, I suppose, if you have an independent mind, if you think for yourself. It's about seeing the world from the standpoint of independent thinking rather than going along with what everybody else says. Does it seem dark? Let's put a light on. That's probably going to bugger everything up. It seems to me that we live in many ways in a much more confused age than any other. And people join their group, their tribe, and slavishly follow what their peers are doing. They copy their vocabulary, their phrases, they tweet them furiously as if they've thought of them themselves. And everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people seem to look at each other saying, "What should I think?" But of course, in this life, the people who've done the most, done the best stuff, I think, are the people that think for themselves and don't follow that kind of thing. And in this song, the fictional person who's seeing this is down in the Mississippi in the bad days, not that they're necessarily the good days now. And he's observing, or she's observing, the injustice, the racial injustice down there, and wanting to put it right, and wanting to be free in a genuine sense of that. And there were people, there still are people like that, and these are the courageous people, the ones who think for themselves and take things upon themselves. It's very easy to sit home and tweet "fuck off" to somebody, but it takes courage to actually go against the grain. And lots of people, of course, all around us think for themselves. It's just that it's slightly passed out of fashion. So here's the song "Restless Mind." When I had my fortune told, that woman made my blood run cold. She said, "You're gonna mess up, that's quite clear. Turn a silk purse into a real pig's ear. Oh, that's your fate, 'cause that's your Jones. You can't help it, it's in your bones. You're gonna be in a bind, and trouble's what you'll find with a restless mind." Now when I saw what those people did, oh, I just ran away and hid. I said, that ain't gonna happen to me, 'cause I'm on the road to liberty. But the road was closed, there was a riot going on. Curfew was coming, better be gone. Gonna be in a bind, and trouble's what you're gonna find with a restless mind. In a bind, and trouble's what you'll find with a restless mind. Now when I heard what the big shot said, I couldn't get it through my head. They thought their words all sounded fine, but they should have put them where the sun don't shine. Now why you folks all nodding along? Can't you see that it's all wrong? Gonna be in a bind, and trouble's what you're gonna find with a restless mind. Gonna be in a bind, and trouble's what you're gonna find with a restless mind. Okay. back on the other guitar now. Some of the tunes I'm doing tonight are contenders for the next album, which we're going to start recording in about 3 weeks' time. And this is one that's been around a while that I intend to record for the album. This is observations of loss, whatever kind of loss it may be, the effect that it has on people, how you feel when you've suffered a loss of one sort or another in your life, the sense of, I don't know, the wheels coming off, of slipping your moorings, of lack of stability, and being on your own, even if you're not actually on your own. So this is called Club of Lost Souls. Here we go. So changed around. Now when the clouds have opened, who will keep me out the rain? And when I'm on the ceiling, who will get me down again? Oh, I don't know now. Oh, I don't know now. I joined the club of lost souls. I've been cut adrift, standing with my thumb out, but no one gives me a lift. And when I've fallen over, who will scrape me off the floor? And when I want to get out, who will take me through the door? Oh, I don't know now. Oh, I don't know now. When you join the club of lost souls, you ain't got no dignity. You can stand there with your hand out, but you'll get no sympathy. Now when I trip and stumble, who will catch me when I fall? And who will understand me when I make no sense at all? Oh, I don't know now. Oh, I don't know now. Okay, next song is called Better Day, and this is observing the world around you. If you're not a fortunate person and you've got no privilege, so this is through the eyes of someone who feels that they're at the bottom, as many are. And this represents a way of blues thinking, the blues world that always felt that you should overcome adversity, not wallow in it. Because the blues people certainly had no advantages and no privileges, and lots of people still don't, of course. The song contains the word throwed. Feel like I've been throwed away. Got that from the Reverend Gary Davis, the wonderful use of language that those people had. And there's a reference in here to Old Hannah, which was what the slaves and later the workers in the fields who were nominally not slaves, that's what they called the sun. Old Hannah, they had a song, Go Down Hannah, because when the sun went down, then they didn't have to work in the heat in the fields. this song is called Better Day. Sit down on the step and pass the day. Looks like there's a storm cloud on the way. Huddled masses roll, looking to be tossed a bone. And I wanna cut and run, but better day gonna come. Watching how the rich folk break the law, watching everyone steal from the poor. Too much adversity, way too much authority. Oh, I wanna cut and run, but better day gonna come. I know I want some company, I don't want no one to shout at me. I don't want no sympathy, I just want something that's good for me. I feel like I've been thrown away, trodden almost every day. But I have now wallowing, much more to do than sorrowing. Watching how the paint peels from the door, watching that old Hannah rise and fall. Winds of change blow by at the corner of my eye. Oh, I wanna cut and run, but better day gonna come. Oh, I wanna cut and run, but better day gonna come. Okay, onward. Let's hope this is coming out. Next song is called Passing Through, and it's a song about being an observer, and an observer of life in general, and being outside of it all rather than inside of it, which is, I guess, how I feel sometimes. But then I guess most people do. So this is about observing the comings and goings of people, gossip, the ins and outs of what people are up to, not being part of that, and observing relationships and all the shenanigans that go on around that, and observing places and how they change, and observing a little snapshot of a stranger's life. Look at strangers and think, I wonder what's going on with you. It's called Passing Through. On the street of 1,000 souls, there are so many stories told. It's all come and go. Oh, there's Mr. So-and-so, but I don't know who's who, 'cause I'm only passing through. On the street of the broken heart, Okay, next, observing how it can be when someone follows their dream. And lots of people do that, and lots of people receive the advice to follow their dream, and many occasions that's extremely bad advice. And lots of them continue to pour into London in pursuit of a dream. And it's one of those things that sounds all right on the face of it, but the thing about following a dream is it's only any good if it comes true. And it's not at all good news if it doesn't. And so this is a little bit of a story of someone who does that, as observed by me. And it's called Long, Long Way to Go. Sitting by the roadside, watching the cars go by, sneaking out the back door, checking the world outside. Off and running, it was a long, long time ago. Leaving small town living, it was a bright clear morning. Talking about a dream now, never did hear no warning. On your way now, such a long, long way to go. Flat down in the alley, you're going nowhere slowly. Scraping off the dust now, you're on a backward journey. Mean old world now, such a long, long way from home. Think back where you came from, it doesn't seem so bad now. Think about tomorrow, no, you can't go back now. Let's keep on going, there's still a long, long way to go. Well, now you won't go through the motions, you'll never keep your head down. You're on a long, long dirt road, headed right for the next town. Come so far now, but still a long, long way to go. Okay, I hope it's working. I hope people are watching. I hope you followed me when I went. And I came back at least once. So I'm going to go through to the end. I've got a few more songs to do, and I'm going to damn well do them. The next song of observation is called Run. And I often say when we do this live, this is about things you might think or observe when you become an adult. The mark of being an adult is you get scared. Because whatever you thought was your safety net in life has suddenly disappeared, and everybody that you thought was in charge of you actually has no idea what they're doing at every level of life: work, government, parents, anybody. Yes, that is in tune now, in case you're worried. It's a sense that nothing is safe, and so what people do is they discover, if they've had a reasonably pleasant childhood, that when they get to be a bit older, that people do really shit things to them, and they might not have seen that coming. And as time goes on, they start to not want to be on their own having shit things done to them, and so they find somebody to get together with, and then they can mutually have shit things done to them. But there is safety in numbers, even if the numbers are two. So that's what the song is about, and it's called Run. Everybody's got something to sell, but there ain't nobody buying. Everybody's got a story to tell, but it's odds on that they're lying. So you grab a hand and run for your life. Everybody's got something to hide, a secret not worth knowing. They're riding on that train, but they don't know where it's going. So you grab a hand and run for your life. Grab that hand and run for the hills where it might be alright. Now you go down to the bank, but the bank don't give a hoot. But then what is a bank but a loan shark in a nice suit? So you grab a hand and run for your life. We used to think that they must know what they're doing, but that's a notion that you have lately been reviewing. So you grab a hand and run for your life. You grab that hand and run for the hills where it might be alright. Sit there in your room, outside the snakes are hissing, and there's a puzzle on the floor with half the pieces missing. So you grab a hand and run for your life. Everybody's got something to say, They're mouthing out their lines. Now you won't learn nothing new, just the same thing many times. So you grab a hand and run for your life. You grab that hand and run for the hills where it might be alright. Okay, and the next observation is observing all the mayhem that's out there and freely available to us. As you will notice, it's much more obvious how much mayhem there is out there if you go on social media. It's my opinion that social media may actually be the worst thing ever invented. And we're all familiar with the cesspit that it can be. I mean, compare being able to go on Twitter and tell someone to fuck off anonymously with fridges. People invented fridges and people went, oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll have one of them and keep stuff cold. No argument, useful thing. And the list goes on. Central heating, electricity, light bulbs, telephones. So for most of the 20th century, almost all the big inventions were unarguably useful. What have we got? Twitter. I rest my case. And of course lots of people look on social media but they don't take part. So if you're out there putting filth and drivel on Twitter, beware, because people do see it and they might not say anything, but they sure as hell think stuff. Anyway, looking at the mayhem out there, whatever it is that's going on, it all eventually comes to an end, I guess one would think, and that's what the song is about anyway. It's called Fade Away. Sometimes I sit here and I wonder just what the hell is going on. There's all that madness out there. Why's the whole damn thing gone wrong? Well, you know there'll come a day when it's all gonna fade away. Well, there's a storm out there blowing and the trees begin to shake. It's gonna be a long dark night and some things are gonna break. It's gonna howl, it's gonna rage, then it's all gonna fade away. There's 1,000 roads to travel, and there's 1,000 empty signs, and you can get yourself in trouble, you can pay a heavy price. Might seem like it's here to stay, but it's all gonna fade away. Well, there's a caravan that's leaving, but I won't be going along. There's people trying to get on board, I just watch them carrying on. It's gone tomorrow, here today, then it's all gonna fade away. It's gonna howl, it's gonna rage, but it's all gonna fade away. Well, you know there'll come a day when it's all gonna fade away. Okay, penultimate song I'm going to do is called Poor Show, and it's observing people doing their best to deal with difficulties of life without making everybody else's life a misery. And I, generally speaking, tend to warm towards people who are doing their best. It's a much underrated thing, and often now has passed out of fashion, but I think it's a good thing to do your best. And this is an observation of what that may have been like for people down in the deep south, confronted with all of what they were confronted with, of the horrors of life, and how they just tried to get on with it in a dignified fashion. And dignity is another underrated thing. And I guess most people, depends what you think of as the majority of most people, that's what they're doing really. They try and help each other out when they can. People fundamentally are okay. It's the loud ones that aren't. And they're just trying to get through in the best possible way they can. So here's the song, it's called Poor Show. There's some trouble going on, but nobody says a word. There are things that can't be seen and words that can't be heard. Nobody looks you in the eye. They got something on their mind. Everybody's trying to keep this poor show on the road. We're all trying to keep this poor show on the road. At the back end of the store, in the corner of the street, there are whisperings and looks and shuffling of feet. When trouble's all you find, it's hard to be kind. Everybody's trying to keep this poor show on the road. We're all trying to keep this poor show on the road. Neighbors always try to lend a hand. People say, we'll do what we can. Just because the hands are tied, it doesn't mean the heart has died. We all live on common ground. Together we are bound. Okay, I'm going to do one last song now. Thank you if you're still there. Thanks for keeping going with this. I would apologise for it, but it's bugger all to do with me that these things don't work. And if you have followed through, yeah, apologies for the break in the middle, and hope you've enjoyed the songs. If you want to help to keep me going, there are links for buying albums and links for sort of tickets for this show. If you feel like contributing, that'd be very gratefully received. Coming up for me then is, I guess, we'll keep doing one or two of these occasionally, just to keep going at performing, because you know we've been out of business now for a very long time, and it's a real shame for us. And but on the plus side, we are going to make a new album, which will be unlike anything else we've done. I'm looking forward to that with Charles and Ben over the coming weeks, and hopefully gigs will return at some point, and all the bigger ones that we had in the book pretty much are rearranged now for next year, for often the same date next year. And I thought I'd wait until everything was back officially up and running before I tempt fate by doing a new dates list, but as soon as things can resume, I'll do that. There's a lot of nice things coming up that I hope people will come to. All right, last song. In a week in which the civil rights activist John Lewis died at age 80, he was one of those people that had the courage to do things that were very, very dangerous if you were protesting in the way he was in those days. And he's a great loss and was a great man. And so this is perhaps what he might have observed that led him to take part in the civil rights movement, observing what was happening with his people. So thank you for listening, and the last song is Ain't No Justice. Who done no harm, living high, no strangers to the truth. Oh my Lord, what can I do? Well, there ain't no justice, can't get an even break, just can't stand those liberties they take. Oh, it's their world, it's rotten through and through. Oh my Lord, what can I do? I'm getting put just can't carry on. Used to be, I wasn't curious, now I'm goddamn furious. There ain't no justice any way you look. No respect, it just ain't in the book. I can't grow up, no matter where I move. Oh my Lord, what can I do? Ain't grinning in your face, I'm getting on your case. Used to be, I wasn't curious, now I'm goddamn furious.